The East Abbotsford detached market is heating up. Sales are increasing and the average sale price has also increased month over month. If you own a detached home here in East Abbotsford, you need to see this. Here's why. The headlines this month are saying the Abbotsford detached market has entered balanced territory and has slowed down. Those headlines aren't wrong, but they're not about you. The East Abbey detached market is performing different when you compare it to other parts of Abbotsford. In today's video, I'm walking you through the latest statistics for East Abbey detached market. Let's dive in. Let's start here. In April, the East Abbotsford detached market was representing a seller's market with a sales to active ratio of 25.2%. This was up from the 19.7% that we saw in March, which represented balanced territory. Moving on to months of inventory. Right now, months of inventory for your East Abbotsford detached market sits at 5. That means every month, 1 out of 5 homes listed are selling and 4 out of 5 homes are not selling. And if you look at this in comparison to March, it hasn't changed. The only thing is, as we head into the spring market, we're seeing more homes listed for sale. In April, the East Abbotsford detached market recorded 34 sales. That's up from the 25 that we saw in March, and that's actually really good news as a homeowner. That's the most home sales that we've seen since October of 2024. Not only that, if you look at the total number of sales here for the general Abbey detached market, there was approximately 62 sales, and the sales for the East Abbey detached market made up nearly 56% of the total sales. Days on market is 16. It's slightly up from the 14 days that we saw in March. In April, we saw 69 new listings, and that's up from the 58 that we saw in March. Right now, the total number of listings sits at 135. Here are what these numbers mean for you. If you're a home seller and you're thinking about putting your home on the market this spring, you need to pay attention to a couple of things. The first thing is pay attention to what homes are being listed in your neighborhood and the recent sales. So if you are thinking about listing your home this spring, you want to list your home at market value. When you list your home at market value, the pool of buyers is at 60%. Overprice your home by even 10%, the pool of buyers drops to 30%. The second thing is you want to make sure your home is turnkey. Right now, buyers are paying attention to the active listings in your neighborhood and the amount of work that needs to be done to a home. So if you're priced at market value, your home is turnkey, or it shows well, it has a very good chance of selling. Not only that, the highest number of sales that we're seeing for East Abbotsford detached homes are for those homes listed between $900,000 to $1 million near the McMillan area and the lower and upper Ten Oaks area. Next, let's compare this to the general Abbotsford detached market. Right now, the general Abbotsford detached market is representing a balanced market at 16%. Months of inventory for the general Abbotsford detached market sits at 7. That means 1 out of 7 homes each month is selling and 6 out of 7 homes are not selling. So month over month, months of inventory hasn't really changed. Next, let's look at sales. So in April, there was 60 sales, and that's up from the 52 that we saw in March. So as a homeowner, this is good news that we're seeing more and more sale activity each month. The average sale price for an Abbey detached home right now is at $1,170,000, and that is also up month over month. Days on market is 21, and that's up from the 14 days on market we saw in March. Right now, the number of new listings that hit the market in April was around 165, and that's up from the 139 that we saw in March. Right now, there are 377 detached homes listed for sale across Abbotsford. And if you are a homeowner that might be considering putting your home on the market, there's a list of things that you need to do before you list your home. That's why you need to check out my checklist. All you have to do is click the first link in the description below. This checklist will give you a complete guide on what to do to get your home ready for the market. So all you have to do to access it is click on it. One thing that I want to talk about is the average sale price for your East Abbotsford detached market. In April, the average sale price for an East Abbotsford detached market was around $1,187,000. That's up from the $1,116,000 average sale price that we saw in March. The thing is, folks, these prices do fluctuate month over month, and you might be asking yourself the question, has the average sale price for homes across East Abbotsford increased? In short, the answer is no. When will we see an increase in the average sale price? You might be waiting a couple of years, and here's the reason why. In order to see an increase in the average sale price for your area, we would have to see the economy improve, both at a provincial and federal level. This could be a couple of years away. Next, let's look at the Auguston Abbotsford detached market. The Auguston Abbotsford detached market is sitting at a balanced market with a sales to active ratio of 12.5%. Months of inventory sits at 4. That means 1 out of 4 homes listed each month is selling, and 3 out of 4 homes are not selling. And that's slightly up from the 3 months of inventory that we saw in March. Right now, the average sale price for homes in this area is around $1,118,000. And that's a slight drop off from the average sale price in March. There was 1 sale in April and 1 sale in March. Days on market for this area is about 12. In April, we saw 4 new listings, and that's up from the 3 that we saw in March. And the active number of listings in this area sits at 8. One thing that I can tell you from the front lines, folks, is if you've owned your home for 25 to 30 years, just know this. East Abbotsford is highly desirable for those folks that are upgrading to a detached home here in Abbotsford, but also those buyers that are looking to relocate from the Lower Mainland, Langley, or Surrey. They're all wanting to move to East Abbotsford because of the location, proximity to great parks, and schools. Even if you're not thinking about selling your home this year, you're probably wondering what your home is worth in today's market. That's why you need to watch my next video, because your BC assessment is not an accurate reflection of your home's value. Drop a comment and let me know your thoughts on how your East Abbotsford detached market is performing right now. If you found today's content valuable, please go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. I'm Dhindsa, and I'll see you next week.